The Galactic Council had made a grave miscalculation about humanity, but they wouldn't realize it until the blood was already spilled. Lysa Wren stood in the center of the Kryvax trading post, her hands bound behind her back with neural suppression cuffs. The metallic bands dug into her wrists, sending periodic jolts through her nervous system to keep her compliant. Around her, a dozen species haggled over cargo manifests and resource contracts, their multi-toned voices creating a discordant symphony that echoed off the station's curved walls. She'd been stupid. Desperate, but stupid. The mining contract on Threshold 7 had seemed legitimate enough: good pay, standard terms, a way to send credits back to her family on Earth. She should have known that any operation this far into the fringe territories came with strings attached. Or chains, as it turned out. "This one's young," the Kryvax trader hissed, his 4 eyes examining Lysa like she was livestock. His scaled hand reached toward her face. "Good bone structure. Should fetch a decent price in the labor colonies." Lysa jerked her head back, earning another shock from the cuffs. Her vision swam, but she forced herself to stay upright. She wouldn't give these bastards the satisfaction of seeing her fall. That's when she heard it, a low, rumbling sound that made every conversation in the trading post halt. From the shadows near the cargo bay entrance, something moved. At first, Lysa thought it was just another alien. Maybe some 4-legged species she hadn't encountered before. But as it stepped into the harsh overhead lighting, she realized what she was looking at. A dog, or something that had once been a dog. The creature was massive, easily the size of a small transport vehicle, with fur that seemed to shimmer between gray and silver in the artificial light. Its eyes, disturbingly intelligent eyes, locked onto the Kryvax trader with an intensity that made Lysa's breath catch. "Ravi," one of the station guards called out, a hint of nervousness in his translator's output. "Back to your corner. You know the rules." The creature Ravi didn't move. His lips pulled back slowly, revealing teeth that could easily punch through combat armor. The Kryvax trader laughed, a wet, gurgling sound. "The human's pet. How quaint. I heard Earth species were docile, easy to control." He reached for Lysa again, this time gripping her chin forcefully. "Just like this one will be. Once we..." The growl that erupted from Ravi's throat wasn't animal. It was something primal, something that carried the weight of 10,000 years of evolution, of breeds designed to protect, to guard, to fight. It resonated in Lysa's chest, made her bones vibrate with its intensity. And then Ravi spoke. The translator implants that every species in the Galactic Council wore struggled to process it. The sound was too deep, too layered with harmonics that human vocal cords should never have been able to produce. But the message came through crystal clear. "Touch her again. See what happens." The trading post went silent. The Kryvax trader's hand dropped from Lysa's face. It speaks? They said humans were the dangerous ones," another trader whispered. "They never mentioned the companions." Ravi took a step forward. Then another. His massive paws made no sound on the metal decking. But each movement carried the promise of violence held barely in check. The neural collar around his neck, one that supposedly kept Earth species calm and manageable, sparked and flickered, overloaded by whatever was happening inside that enormous frame. "You misunderstand," Ravi said, his voice dropping even lower. "I am not her pet. She is not my owner. We are pack. And you have threatened my pack." The station guard raised his plasma rifle. "Stand down, Earth Beast, or will..." Ravi moved. Later, when the survivors gave their reports to the Council, they would struggle to describe what happened next. The word blur came up often. So did carnage, and systematic, and terrifyingly efficient. Lysa felt the neural cuffs fall away, sheared clean through by Ravi's teeth. She stumbled forward, her arms numb, just as the massive canine placed himself between her and every other living being in that trading post. The Kryvax trader was on the ground, unconscious but breathing. The station guards had retreated to the upper levels, and every single trader, smuggler, and mercenary was pressed against the walls, as far from Ravi as the space would allow. "We're leaving," Ravi announced, his eyes scanning the room for threats. "Anyone who wants to stop us can try, I promise you won't enjoy the results. No one moved. Lysa found her voice, hoarse and shaking. Ravi. How? You were in the cargo hold. They said you were sedated. The great head turned toward her, and those two intelligent eyes softened just slightly. I let them think that. Humans aren't the only ones who can play docile when it suits them. He lowered himself slightly. Can you walk? She nodded, feeling returning to her limbs in painful waves. I think so. Good. We have a ship to catch. Your family is waiting. As they moved toward the exit, Lysa couldn't help but ask, What are you? Really? Ravi's laugh was almost human. Almost. You know what I am, Lysa. I'm exactly what humans have bred into us for thousands of years. Loyalty. Protection. Love. He paused at the threshold, turning to look back at the paralyzed crowd. And the capacity for violence when those we love are threatened. But you're so much bigger, stronger, you can speak. Yes. Your scientists got creative when they realized humanity wasn't alone in the universe. They thought we might need an edge. Turns out, making us smarter and stronger just made us more devoted. His tail, she could have sworn it was wagging, slightly swished once. Best friends. Lysa. That's what humans call us. They have no idea how literally we take that job. They walked through the station corridors in silence after that. Every species they passed giving them a wide berth. Word had already spread. The docile Earth cub had shown his teeth. As they reached their shuttle, Lysa placed her hand on Ravi's massive shoulder. Thank you. Always, Ravi replied simply. That's what pack means. Behind them, the Galactic Council was already updating their databases. Humans. Dangerous. Resourceful. Emotionally volatile. But that was old news. The new entry would read, Earth companions, previously classified as harmless fauna. Reclassification. Extreme threat level. Approach with maximum caution. Do not separate from bonded humans under any circumstances. And in smaller text, added by a traumatized Kryvax trader, especially don't threaten the humans, just don't.